until
Hello, everybody.
hello.
Hello,
No.
everybody.
Thrice hello.
Hi,
That's the third
Skeeter. You're
hello.
still in here.
Uh-huh. Now, Diane will after today read out all my fan mail from the what they call it from the chat because I've not got chat up today.
Oh,
So
okay.
if I don't respond to you, it's because I can't see me chat.
Oh, all right. So guest artist Ian Jackson's here, watercolor painter extraordinaire, with another Friday episode.
Mm.
It looks like he's going to paint a. Wait, that's water.
Is it? Is it water?
I can't tell if that's a cityscape or a harbor.
Well, we'll just have to see. It's not. It's neither.
It's neither a cityscape nor a harbor.
No.
What is that nuclear towers in the background?
Uh,
Yeah, it is.
well, it's not nuclear power. It's a power station in the background.
Okay. Oh, let's see.
It's not nuclear powered though.
They look like nuclear. That's exactly the shape of the nuclear tower where I live.
Well, those things there that are funnels, they're called cooling towers, and they're used for
cooling
making,
towers.
they're used for making electricity. It's an electricity generating thing.
Oh.
But you'll see when you look at it what the reason why I say it's not nuclear powered. You'll see.
Welcome, people in the chat. Let me see who's in the chat in a minute. Oh, hi, Madonna. Hi, Edwana. Hi back. Welcome back, Skeeter. Oh, so nice to see you guys. Okay. Oh yeah. So I put you on the big screen right now. Hello, you're still there? Oh no. I can't. No, Ian, I can't hear you. Uh-oh. Yeah, please instant message me. All right, I think we have a technical difficulty because I cannot hear Ian. There he dropped off. He just dropped off. Okay. Sometimes he has technical difficulties, so we got to wait. We got to wait and see if he can come back soon. This happened last week, only once. It only happened once last week. So, okay, we got to wait for him to come back. Hi, everybody in the chat. Let me see. I read the chat on my iPad, so hold on. How's everybody doing? You're looking forward to your weekend? You have a nice weekend planned? Oh, like my head is turned like it's talking to the chat. You have a nice weekend planned, everybody? Whoops. Oh. Oh, hold on. Well, let me read the chat from here then. Oh, Gracie. Hi, Gracie. I hope you're feeling better. I know you need to rest well tonight. What's everybody's weekend plans? Just hanging out or anything special? We're waiting for Ian was here, but due to technical difficulties on his end, I remember last week he said his computer crashed and he was able to come back. We just have to see whether he will. We just need to be patient and wait. So I'm just going to talk to you guys in the chat while we're waiting. And I read the chat on my iPad. Oh. Hold on. Oh, Oh, Edwana's going to be relaxing. She'll be watching some videos on her watch later list. Oh yeah, look at me. Yes, I watch lots of videos too. All right, Gracie's says she's going to sleep now. And Edwana, are you going to enjoy? Are you going to do some enjoying cooking, like doing some enjoyable cooking or something? Because I know you really like to cook. Skeeter, what are you doing this weekend? And who else we got in here? Madonna, what are you doing this weekend? From his trip. Was she saying, hey, Diana and Ian, it's a train. Oh, you're saying the picture was a train? Oh, it was not a city. I asked, was it a cityscape or a harbor? He said it was neither one. So it looked like you could see that it was a train. Oh, okay. That's what he's painting today, a train. During Christmas, Edwana says during Christmas she'll be cooking a lot. Enjoyable cooking, I hope. Oh. Let's see what I'm doing this weekend. Right now we just ordered out. My food's waiting for me, but I don't like to eat. Well, I could eat later because I put Ian on the big screen and nobody sees me, and I could be eating if I wanted. We had ordered out food. I got buffalo chicken wrap. I love buffalo chicken wrap. Really, it's really good. I either get that or we share pizza. And when we order pizza, it's pepperoni and mushrooms on it, so that's pretty good. Today we didn't feel like eating pizza, so I got buffalo chicken wrap. And then Saturday night, we're celebrating. Well, 3 of us have birthdays in December. So my husband's son is turning 16, and his birthday's today, but we're celebrating it tomorrow. So we're going out to eat because of with his son plus my husband's buddy. My husband's buddy's birthday's on the 11th, and my birthday's on the 14th. But we're not celebrating. Well, we're probably gonna be kind of celebrating my birthday too, but we'll have another celebration with just me and my husband. We'll have another celebration next week. Hi, Mystic. Let's see. He posted photos of the trains he saw. Oh, hi. Yeah, hi, Mystic. Mystic, what are you doing this weekend? Do you have to work, or are you going to relax? And I'm asking people what they're doing this weekend, and we're waiting for Ian was here, and then I think he has technical difficulties and he just dropped off. And last week when this happened, he said his computer crashed. So I'm guessing that's probably what happened again. Let's see if he no, he has not instant messaged me. Nope. Man, this happened last week. So he's going to be back. Hopefully he's going to come back. If not, I'm just going to keep waiting for what? Like waiting until, I mean, I'll wait till 4:30. That's 20 minutes. I'll wait 20 minutes. Mystic says she's going to work tomorrow, then going out to get Munchkin's Christmas presents. Oh, how old's your daughter? Mystic, you have one daughter, right? How old's I think you have one daughter, right? If so, how old is she? Oh, here's Ian.
Hello.
Your computer crashed?
Yeah, it does. Every time I come on at this sort of time, it just wants to crash. I don't know why.
Okay. Sorry. I'll put you on the big, and Madonna told me what you're painting. A train.
Right. A train.
Oops. What am I doing? I didn't press it. No, wait a minute. I see. Okay.
Right, let me see if I can get myself organised then. So this is a steam train. Yippity dippity do, and that's the reason why it's not a nuclear powered power station. Because I don't think they had in the days of steam.
Oh, okay.
They didn't have nuclear power. So this was probably a coal-fired power station.
Oh, okay.
So
Coal. You said coal?
coal, yeah, that black stuff
Yeah,
that we
right.
used to burn.
Yeah, it's coal.
I don't know if you still burn it in the US. I'm not sure. I think we've banned it now.
Yeah, because the coal miners came down with so many horrible lung diseases.
Mucormycosis and all that sort of stuff. Yes, you're not wrong. Right. Where do I start? I'm just gonna. It's not moving, is it? Oh, it's there. I've just got to make some adjustments to the setup.
Okay.
All right. Who have we got in tonight?
What?
Who have we got in tonight?
Oh, let's see. Let's name the people. We have Skeeter, Edwana, Madonna, Gracie. Gracie was here, but I think she went to sleep. Gracie was here. And Mystic Unigon.
Hello, Mystic.
And Nightbot. Our good friend Nightbot.
Nightbot's always here with us, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a loyal
He's a loyal bot. He's a very loyal bot. Right, so I'm gonna go really, 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 really out of focus, and then I'm gonna bring it back. Is that it? No.
Oh, Skeeter says cooling towers to alter the weather.
I'm not sure what they do. To generate electricity, you have to warm up water to make steam, which drives a turbine, which makes electricity. So that's how water escapes. So you know those big towers that look like they're spewing out huge amounts of horrible gases, etc.
Yeah.
Well, they're not. They're spewing out large amounts of hot water.
Steam.
Steam, yes. Now the other big, tall, thin ones, they're spewing out horrible, toxic, horrible things.
Okay.
But the big, fat ones that are curved, that's just water, and they're called cooling. Okay. They're called cooling towers.
Yes, I've noticed the long, narrow, high towers, and I've noticed tons of, like big, giant, like you said, like smoke, and it looked like smoke, but you're saying it's steam out of the bigger round.
The big round ones, that's steam. I'm just trying to make sure that I've got. That's about as. Oh, that's not good.
If Skeeter's still in, Skeeter, what are you doing this weekend?
Right, so I'm just gonna do a color check. Color check. That'll do. Right, so I think I'm ready.
Do you use a color wheel often?
No, it's just I wanted it for this particular painting.
Oh.
Because I'm gonna go wacky today. It's wacky colors. Yeah, I'm gonna go for a wacky color. This is gonna be a very, very loose painting.
Okay.
So, this is to show you that you can do loose expression with.
That's my kind. I'm more on the expressive side, expressive painting.
The problem is generally with man-made things. they tend to be very hard and very, you know, matter of facty. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, it's harder to make them expressive.
Buildings and this steam engine and that building there. Whereas natural things like steam and like the sky and like that's quite easy because you can be expressive because it is expressive.
Right.
Whereas man-made things are very difficult to be expressive with because they're very rigid and not natural. So we're going to see how we can create something that's expressive and a feeling of natural, you know, naturalness with things that are not generally considered to be natural.
Oh, okay.
I thought that would be a good thing to tackle today. So, a round of applause, everybody, for a new debuter.
Who?
It's a new debut from our brand new brush, all the way from China. It's a pinpoint colorographic writing brush. Woo! For doing detail. Woo!
Wow. So that's going to let you do finer detail than you usually do?
Yeah, these are for really fine detailed. Have you seen how pinpoint the actual? Just look at it.
Yes, I see.
Razor blade sharp.
Yeah.
So, and it keeps, even when you wet it, it still keeps that. It's for working on rice paper actually normally, and doing, you know, the Japanese or Japanese writing and Chinese writing, which is all flicks and very thin stuff like that.
Madonna gave you a round of applause.
Yay, thanks, Madonna. So, well, it's not me, it's the brush.
The brush.
There you go. It's its first day out.
Ah.
So we better make a move on because we've got a painting to do.
Yeah, so, whenever. Oh, well, we had the interruption of the technical difficulties.
Yeah, I know, technical difficulties. So we've made it through an hard week, and now we can start to like focusing on joyous things rather than the stresses of life. So remember what we did last week? If you were here last week, we looked at certain types of washers, but the first wash I'm going to do is one that will go from being a strong blue here down to a very pale, almost non-existent. So it's got like it's going graduated from there to this side. Now the reason why that's the case is because the light's coming from here.
Okay.
So the light will have a bit of an effect on the sky. There's less light at that side, so it's darker. More light at this side, so it's more burnt out. So let's first of all have a go at doing that then. So I'm gonna start getting myself to start with at this side. Oh, something that I've not talked about yet. This paper is, what is it? It's Clara Fontaine flamboyant paper. It's 300 grams, or £140 for you guys in the USA. And it's extra rough. Because I'm working. Yes, extra rough. Now there's a reason why I've gone for extra rough. Because we're doing a loose interpretation. That will help us. Because I'm not doing super tight detail. So what we want is more texture.
We have a question from Mystic Unicorn. She says, Ian, have you ever tried watercolor pencils?
Yes, I've got a couple of sets. One of my favorite sets that's really affordable is one by oh dear me, Kohinoor.
Oh, I know what brand you're talking about.
And it's a really good quality brand that, for mid-range. If you're only just having a go at it, and that it's a really good option. That, so I'm gonna.
Madonna says you're using fancy schmancy paper.
It's expensive, yeah, but I won't call it fancy smancy. This is actually it's 50% cotton, 50%. What's the other type of paper? Forgot what they call it now.
Synthetic?
Not synthetic. I'll call it wood pulp, but it's not wood pulp. I'm gonna bring that around. I'm just trying to be slightly. I'm going to go over that. You see. Right, and what I'm doing at this edge is it's more water than it is anything else. So I'm just going to let that bleed in. And it don't matter if, in this case, at this side here, if that goes down there and we get a little bit of that there, and some of that can, because that's going to be dark, that area that I'm doing there. And let's see if I can get some cloud in.
In the train. So many details on that train.
Well, there will be, yeah, at some point. But I'm going to show you how to do it so that it don't. It's not that mega. You can get detail, but you can give it the essence of detail without actually having to paint tons and tons of stuff.
Right, you always say that, yeah.
Well, why paint something?
I agree. I just don't understand. I kind of don't get how you do it.
You just give the essence of the idea of detail rather than painting every tiny little bit of detail.
Because you're a lot of times, like your cityscapes, or I remember you painted a harbor scene and it looks so detailed.
It's just a matter of the layering that you're putting on and letting the paint do most of the painting for you, rather than you go. The detailing is the last thing that you do on the painting, and it's little bits like that. And it's not everywhere. It's just in key areas. That's all you need. In watercolor painting, if you put too much detail in it, it just spoils it. It takes the fluidity of the painting away.
Right. There is watercolor painters though that their paintings do not look fluid. They're really super detailed.
They go for more. For me, those types of paintings look more like an egg tempera painting.
Right. You can't tell they're watercolor.
No, they're painted with watercolor, but they're not done in a traditional watercolor style, which is fair enough. Fair enough. That's a specific technique, but it's not watercoloring per se. You can do that type of technique with any medium. You can use acrylic, you can use oil, and make a very highly detailed painting. Yeah. But it doesn't necessarily mean that it's a particular genre of painting. So, and watercolor has a very traditional feel about it. In saying that, I don't necessarily go for the traditional watercolor feel. I like to try and make my own mind up on how particular things are done, rather than just say, oh, well, so and so painted like this and that's how I'm going to paint. Don't work like that.
I'm answering some people in the chat. Hold on.
So what I'm doing at the moment is getting areas that will potentially be dark tones in. and all I'm doing is putting something that would normally be considered what they call cool. And I don't mean cool as in FTC cool. I mean cool as in cool in temperature. I had to get it in, didn't I? Sorry.
FTC cool.
FTC cool.
FTC cold.
Cool. No, FTC banned that word, didn't they? Jokingly. I don't know whether it were a joke actually.
Oh. Okay.
They said, "Oh, words like it is child friendly, cool." Do you know cool? The word cool. Look, the word cool up.
Right.
It were popularized in the 1920s.
Really? That's when?
Yeah, and it became like a part of cultural society in the early 1960s when hippies came along and all that sort of stuff. Cool, man. It became very much popular in that time period.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Wait a minute. People in the 60s. Oh, wait a minute. I was thinking their parents would have been born in the 40s, but no. Wait a minute. That's not true.
Yeah, probably.
No. What? Yeah, that's not true.
Yeah. So what I'm doing is I'm steadily getting darker and darker with these things, and then over it I'm just going to put a very simple glaze of colour that I want. So at this moment in time it might be a little bit boring in the sense that all I'm doing is just putting blue on it. I know. It looks
like your camera focus, your autofocus goes in and out.
It's going in and out. The light, the focus for the light is autoing, but there's no I can do about that. But it's not. It shouldn't be going in and out. I don't know because I can't see. Is it going fuzzy?
Blurry and then blurry and then.
That unfortunately is because of the rate, the what they call it rate, the upload rate. It's crunching me. It's crunching my video down so low that at my end I've only got 0.5 megabyte of upload speed, which is not great. So right, you see, some people what I've done there, some people might be tempted to draw every little piece of engineering on the wheel, all the spokes, all the pistons and all the everything else. Don't need to do it. Not relevant. Just it's about creating abstract expression.
Yeah.
Like that. That's it. That's that bit of the painting done.
But when you drew it, I can't tell. Did you draw? You didn't draw the details, did you?
No, I didn't. I didn't draw the details. All I did is just put some basic shapes in where I wanted it. For example, here there's a couple of wheels here, right there. So all I'm going to do is go.
Hi, Catherine. You made one of my lives.
And then like that. And we'll continue that on like that.
Yes, hi Catherine. So nice that you can make one of my live streams.
As we get farther back, it's even more abstract. They're just tiny little dots. And there you go. You've created the narrative of basic shapes that works. You are telling the viewer you don't need to see any of these details. All you need to know is that that's a representation of that detailed area.
Oh,
And,
for those people, I just want to explain about the if other people see it goes a little blurry and then it goes clear again and then a little blurry, and it's because of it's because of your bandwidth.
it's because of my bandwidth. It's really poor. Put it this way, you guys, you'll get maybe around about 3 megabytes of bandwidth upload bandwidth, right? I get half a megabyte. So YouTube, what it does is because it doesn't get a stable signal to it that it wants. It crunches it down. It turns it crunch, and that loses the quality. And that's why I don't like.
Oh, I say. Oh, now. Catherine says, yes, Catherine. I commented back to you on your comment on my upload today, which was my reaction about the duct tape banana, which just came. Well, it's breaking news. That's why I wanted to jump on it, because I've been watching a lot of how to make better videos, how to improve your channel, And one thing they talk about is like trying to jump on a trend as soon as possible, or jump on breaking news as soon as possible. So I just found, actually this just happened on Wednesday, but it came out in the news last night, but I only found out about it this morning. First thing this morning, it's the first thing I heard. So I thought that would be a good idea for a video where a lot of people are not making videos about it yet.
Well, for me, I get that point, but what I personally feel is that it's not about jumping on things that are trending. I think you've got to be ahead of the trend. To make any real, be the trendsetter.
Oh yeah, if you can. I don't know how to do that.
Well, you come up with original ideas.
I can't. I don't know. I've tried. I rack my brain.
Well, no. So you can jump on, in that sense, then you can jump on the bandwagon that's already been jumped on, but it don't mean to say that you're going to automatically, I don't know.
Well, if you jump on it early, the point is, if you jump on it early, that makes a difference than trying to do something when it's already been done a lot.
Well, it all depends.
That's what.
For example, these copper videos that have been out all week, and everybody's had a go at doing one. And
yes, right.
Some of them, right, have done it really well, and they've put some good thought process in it, and others are just clickbait.
Right.
So it's not necessarily about being on the trend. It's about what the quality of the video is. It may be a month later.
Oh no, and you need to make it relate. You need to make it relate to your channel. Like they could be doing the food thing where, you order. The thing is, you order what somebody did in the line ahead of you, like when you're in the car line and at a fast food. That has nothing to do with my channel. If there's anything that comes out like that, totally relates to my channel. That come out to that news totally relates. I had really stuff I could say about it, so I felt like that totally related to me.
Right, now this train is because obviously it's metal and it's got a metallic paint on it, a paint job. So where the light's coming from there, the upper end is going to be lighter than the lower end there. Even though it's facing into the sun, there's going to be like a little bit of area around this area here that's going to be ever so slightly dark. So we'll and that helps give a sense of three-dimensional space, and we'll also, while we're in that environment.
And Edwana says she loves your painting.
Thank you. I'm here to please, and I'm here all day. Right, so even this area here has a certain amount of, because it's dark, that. And you see how I'm creating like what seems to be detail without it actually being, you know, without me doing this. It's loose. I'm going done, and that then gives it a sense of looseness and a natural feel. There we go. Right, this train, believe it or believe it not, is green. Classic green. It's strangely, they
okay, bye, Catherine. Bye, Catherine. Have a nice weekend. Thanks for stopping in.
It must be steam trains.
JC, hello, JCT.
Hello. Right, and up at top here, we're going to have areas where it's just burning out. But what I do want is, see this edge here? I want to make that nice and feathered.
Oh, that's okay, Mystic.
What's up?
She's working. She's making food for her daughter.
Oh.
Thank you for working.
Well, we've all got things to do, haven't we? Won't keep people too long. I know it's probably not everybody's cup of tea, this particular subject, but
hi, JCT. How are you doing? What are you going to do this weekend, JCT?
So it's got a little carriage at the back of it. What they put the coal in, called the tender. Return to tender. No, not that tender.
Return to sender.
Don't. Oh dear. I apologise to any Elvis Presley fans. My knowledge of Elvis is limited.
Oh, JC says she's still looking for a car. Oh, okay. Good luck with that. That's kind of fun though. Car shopping. It can be kind of fun.
You're going to go for one of those Teslas that they brought out this week. That were really were it this week? I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Well, they were talking. They brought it on stage, and they said, "Oh, the windscreens are impenetrable. You can smash it and what have you." And they got this guy to throw a metal ball at it, and it went straight through. On a live event, it was really funny.
Oh, you mean it broke through the window?
It broke through the window, yeah. And they were boasting that it were impenetrable. Yeah, okay.
Oh.
And tell us some more things that are lies.
Yeah, that reminds me of the Titanic. They said it was.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you would have thought that the Titanic would have come up in the mind before they made. Anybody who makes boastful claims should always remind themselves of what happened with Titanic. And yeah.
Madonna wants you to keep singing.
Hey?
Madonna said, sing it, Ian. She says, sing it, Ian.
Well, we can't due to various copyright laws. We we don't want Diane having copyright strikes against her, do we? Just because I'm singing "Return to Tender." Here we go. Right, as you go backwards, right, the amount of strength in the colour recedes. There we go. That's why I've gone from this darkish brown there to a duller, and then even more duller, and even more duller, until you get to a point where it's just grey, which is good because that's going to be grey as well, and that kind of. And as you come closer, it gets less dull and more detailed. And I'm just letting see, it's okay. I think, well, I'm going to come back over all this anyway and get even more detailed. So I don't worry about it being hit and miss. Don't matter. And I'm going to just blend a few bits. And then we'll get back to some, and this is where we start getting some darker areas like that. And this is where your detailing comes in. But look, I'm not like stressing out about it. Look what I'm doing.
Right. Where's the wheels?
They're representing the wheels.
Oh,
We're doing representational art. We're not doing. It don't matter. Let people's mind and eyes see what they want to see. By just creating abstract lines.
Yeah, where the mind fills in the blanks.
Exactly. Let them be the artist. And that's the key to getting detail in your art. You don't have to paint every tiny little fragment of detail. As long as you've got the basics in there, you're all right.
That's what I kind of feel like. I don't make super detailed work, but I try for as much detail as I can or whatever. And I feel like I've always felt like, I've always, if I'm doing representational work, I've always felt like I've taken it as far as I can. I don't even know what more to do to this.
Well, that's it. I said the other day on somebody's live, once you've got to the point where you think I've expressed everything that I want to express,
yeah,
then that is a fairly good idea that it's finished. And if you start going beyond that point, then you start going beyond the boundaries of where you were going to go in the first place. And then you've got to start doing this, and then you've got to start on, then that demands that you've got to start doing that, and then you've got to start doing, and then it becomes so overblown that your painting don't look fresh.
But some people, that's how they want to work. Like some people want to paint
fair enough.
all those details, and then that's fine if that's what they want to do.
Yeah, if that's where you wanted to start off in the first place, then fine, fair enough. That's where it is. But if you're talking about it, I mean, in watercolor, it would be very unusual. And like I always say with paintings like this, what I'm doing on these like demonstrations, there's a certain amount of I've only got a certain amount of time to do these things, so we have to take into account that that's something as well. Something that I've not done yet is this. That's one of the, and we'll leave that for the time being, and then directly behind it. Do you know, I've got that, I'm falling into the trap of using this brush, and I've got my new brush that I said I was going to use. So let's use it.
Oh, you didn't use start using the new brush yet?
I wanted really to use this more for the detail work, because it's more fine detail in this. But we can use it for this because it's not really for what I'm doing now. It's for doing very, very fine lines. In fact, no, I'm not going to use that. If you try using a fine brush to do a piece of work like that, that's for doing fine lines.
Yeah, like now that's going to do really detailed work.
Yeah, well, it forces you into doing things very detailed. You're having to go like that with it, rather than just fill it in like I have done with this big brush. Fair enough, you don't have that level of accuracy with it, but it's filled in. It's done, look, done. If I tried doing that with this, I'd be there all day trying to get it all filled in. These brushes for a very specific environment, and I'll show you in a bit. Once we've got the majority of this done, we can look at the reasons why you have these fine brushes and the types of detailing that you probably will have for it. I'm saying that it'll need to be bone dry, the painting, for us to do.
Oh, and you're going to be able to do that today?
Yeah, I will be able to. So let's now have a look at this, because we've neglected this a little bit. And a bit of red. There we go. Now, this bottom part of this building here is brick, but I'm just going to represent it because we're not going for hyper detail. I'm just going to represent it by doing that, and then a slightly different color for here. And I'm just going to put a few lines there, so that that's a stair. So you're going to see through those stairs, and then a bit more there. Now, we'll wet that out a bit so that you can, gives it that light, slightly watercolory feel. Now, the top of this is like a white kind of thing, but it's got lines in it. So I'm gonna represent that by just making a grey and very lightly going over that area. Right. So if we can. Right, here we go. Let's get some. Just remember this side is in shade, right? So, and it's coming, light's coming from that direction, so we're going to have shade. Now, one thing you can do in watercolor painting is connect things up. So what I'm attempting to do here is get that shadow that's created by that there to connect over to that. And then that's got its own dark area, like that, and that connects off over there. Now there's a bit of a building here. It's like a corrugated thing there, right? We can
Oh, did you use your new brush yet? Or, I can't tell. Are you using that right now?
No, I'll because it's a detailing brush. I need to leave that till the end.
Oh, right.
Right. So what we're doing here is we're just getting that in there. It's like some sort of corrugated, I don't know, unit of some kind. And then round there, there's like boxes, and so all I'm doing is just randomly making it look as though there's some clutter. Let's do some clutter there as well, just to make it look as though it's not perfectly brand new.
Right.
And that also will have shadow coming off it, but not as far. So I'm just going to bring it to about there. So throughout the painting now, we've got like a series of links. This now links to that, and there's this area here which is going to be a little bit dark, and then we've got this a railing that goes up these ladders. And let's see, there's a see. I'm not being too fussy about, you know, things like that. You can spend ages just getting that absolutely perfectly square. I didn't. I just brushed it in roughly like that, and that's how you create that spontaneity. It's building up layers of things like that that help create that loose feeling in a painting.
Building up layers of what?
Building up layers of loosely painted. See that window there? I didn't do it like precision. You know, I didn't do it in a very precise way. I just blocked it in.
Yeah.
And that's how you do it. You if you want that looseness in your painting and it to feel like a fluid thing, don't worry too much about whether it goes over the line. It's not a colouring book where you stay within the lines on things and what have you.
You are never in any art shows?
Not really. A couple of years ago, I went to my local art fair and I showed me art off there, but it just weren't for me. Not, I don't know. I'm quite happy sitting in my room painting.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of artists that that they would rather just be in their studio working and then not having to do the other parts of like what I don't know. If you wanted to do the marketing and you have to do this and you're trying to do if you're trying to like all that, a lot of times artists don't like doing that. You always hear artists saying, "No, I'd rather just stay in my studio."
The thing is, at the end of the day, you know, I'm freely available. If people want me to do any art for them, they know where I am. So you know,
so mainly people find you on Facebook.
I've got a life to live.
Sometimes, mainly people find you on Facebook or YouTube, right?
Yeah, more often than not. I mean, I'm not a YouTube celebrity by any means or anything like that, but I can imagine most people who are artists on Facebook and around us know who I am. So, you know, been around long enough now for people to know who I am.
Hi, Christopher Bako from Germany. He says, "Yay, Ian."
That's it. That's the one.
He says, "Yay, Ian," and then he says, "At Madonna, I think Return to Tender would be funnier. Return to Tender is funnier."
That's a tender at the
Oh
back
no,
there.
he says Return to Tinder.
Tinder? Return to Tinder?
Tinder.
Never used one of them Tinders. Never. I'm not a big reader though, so I wouldn't do, would I?
I don't know what Tinder.
Tinder.
I don't know what Tinder is.
It's one of them. It's one of them little devices that you can use.
That's a Kindle.
Is it a Kindle?
It's Kindle.
I don't know. You're asking me about.
Can tell us what's Tinder? What's Tinder?
Tinder is it's a what they call it, isn't it? It's a software program.
Oh, he said John Quinn said it's a dating site.
Is it?
It's a dating site. Yeah. Hi, John.
I wouldn't know about anything like that because Mrs. Jackson don't let me go on dating sites.
Yeah. I'm not dating anymore, so I don't know about that either.
Well, there is this craze at the moment, isn't there, about having a date with your person who you're already married or with, like
they call it date night. Yes, date night.
I don't know. I mean, I don't want to demean my marriage by having a date with someone that I already know in that sense.
No, it's supposed to be a good thing.
I don't know. Is it though?
Okay, well, if you don't like it, then that's fine.
I'm not saying that.
I don't really consider having date nights. I really, if anything, maybe Saturday night when we go out to dinner. But I really don't feel like it's. I really don't feel like it's a date.
A day is for when you first getting to know someone.
I know, but there's some people who really love doing that. So the more power to them if that's what they're into. I don't know.
I don't know. It's a bit, well, it kind of mudds the water for people, doesn't it? If we don't know exactly what a date actually is.
Oh my goodness. Christopher Bacon says, John, that's a respectful way to describe Tinder.
So are we saying that it's a knocking shop or something?
A what?
A knocking shop. A place where people pick one another up.
I guess that's what it is.
Well, I don't know. Tinder. I don't know. It's there and it's available for those who want it. It's not something I ever go anywhere close to. Got to say. Return to Tinder.
There you go. Ian sang it for you.
There you go. One night only. The king is back. So which other songs do you want me to sing? And just remember, I've got a very, very poor vocabulary of songs.
No, Christopher Bako explains date night this way. He goes, even couples go out to have a beautiful dinner and retire to the hotel bar.
Well, what I'd say is that not just quality time?
Well, you could say it like, I guess you could say it, maybe it's just a matter of semantics.
It's a matter of speech, isn't it? End of day. Right. Dating is a specific period of a relationship. Like when you're getting to know somebody, you go out on a date because you don't really know that person very well, and you have a formal day where you get to know them. Right. That's what dating is. Whether that's a relevant thing for people who already have lived with one another for 1,000
Oh, how
years.
about this? No, here's a way of looking at it. So the couple isn't, so they kind of like live their own lives during the week, and they kind of are just passing ships, can sometimes become passing ships in the night. So a date night is like they are kind of getting back in touch with each other.
Well, yeah, in that case, yeah, but that you would say that's a slightly dysfunctional arrangement, isn't it?
Well, I don't know.
Where you have to look at every relationship.
Here's another way he puts it. He says, it's a special night out away from the usual, just away from the usual day-to-day stuff, a special night out.
Yeah. In that sense, yeah, I get that. And as well, it could also be a night out when you're going out with friends as well.
Right.
You can make a date with friends, can't you? It's not necessarily between you and a spouse.
Usually you don't date friends. Nobody considers when you go out with a friend, they call that dating. They don't really call that.
It's not dating in that sense. You make a date, don't you?
Yeah. Okay. Now here's Mystic Unicorn. She says, Ian, my boyfriend wants to get a Baby Yoda tattoo.
Don't listen to me. It's your life, but tattoos, really. I love tattoo artists, the fantastic artists, but for me, tattoos, the human body, for me, is not where art should be. That's just my feelings. It's not that I don't like tattoo art. The artists who do that are great, and I think they're some of the finest artists you'll ever find. But I just have this thing about tattoos being on, art being on people's bodies. And just remember, this week's Yoda is last week's Ewok. And who likes an Ewok? I don't. And it's a lot of money to get rid of tattoos. I don't know. Do you know what? What would be better to do is get that tattoo artist to do a picture, right, in a tattoo style on some watercolor paper or whatever, and have it up on the wall. Why not?
Okay, that's Ian's opinion.
I mean, I obviously I come from the angle that I don't think tattoos are necessarily the best thing to do, but that's just my opinion. So, I've come across a lot of people who have got tattoos, and even though they were fantastic pieces of art, they've not liked them, and they've regretted having it. So, it's got its pros and cons, hasn't it? And everybody has to weigh up what that is.
And Skeeter says, train chugga chugga.
Train chugga chugga. Yeah, well, I suppose. Would it chugga chug? I don't know. Chugga 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 chugga. Right. This is where I make a mess of it. Even if I haven't made a mess of it.
Christopher Bacon says, to be honest, I love your off the cuff conversations with Ian. Thanks, Christopher.
Thank you, Christopher. We try to be as entertaining. We hope we don't overly offend people, because we're only trying to slightly offend people.
Yeah.
So, no, I'm glad that you enjoy the banter that it's all to try and help Diane get to a promised land of how many thousand. Do you know? You watch, as soon as we get to this 4,000 hours, They'll put it up.
Oh, you mean stop?
No,
Put it up. Put it up means what?
They'll
Put it up.
either put it
Oh,
up.
that's,
They'll
yeah,
either put the hours up,
whatever.
or
I'm really,
alternatively,
I'm like a few hundred, I'm just like 300 hours away, and I'm like,
oh, yeah.
I'm really slow about it. I'm like,
or they'll make it.
it's like you hardly make. I was monetized before, and I didn't get enough views on my videos to even make any money. So I don't know about how it's going to go down this time either.
Well, what I think they'll do is they'll probably just get rid of that. You know that how many hours you need. They'll probably just get rid of that.
What? I never heard of that. I heard like they might raise it to like 10,000 and 5,000 hours and 10,000 subscribers or something like that.
That's one thing they could do. They could raise it so high that it's only the elite.
Yeah.
They could do that, but to be frank, it's going to cut off an awful lot. But I reckon they'll just probably end up getting rid of the time limit and monetize more people.
Why would they want? Why? Why would they want to do that?
Because that's more space, advertising revenue space, isn't it?
But then they're going back to the way they were before. Before getting monetized was really you just had 10,000 views on your channel.
If you've been watching videos just recently by people who are in the know on it, that's what they reckon. That's what they reckon that they're thinking that they're doing. They're going backwards.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that that's going to be the case. I'm just saying that's a probability. That's a possibility.
Ah.
So, we don't know. It's the Wild West out there at the moment, and we haven't got a clue. So, we've just got to suck it and see. We're at that party where we've got a blindfold on us, and somebody's going to feed us some food, and we don't know whether it's going to be nice or ugly. That's where we are with YouTube at the moment.
Oh, wait a minute. Mystic Unicorn says, Ian, my daughter, her daughter's 8 years old. My daughter, my daughter asked if you can do an impression of Winnie the Pooh.
I don't really do Winnie the Pooh. Hello, Robin. Oh, my name is Winnie the Pooh. I've got to say, I've not had an awful lot of experience with Winnie the Pooh. They're kind of like, I don't know. Oh, look, it's honey. I don't know. Not a clue. Who am I to talk about Winnie the Pooh? I'm more a Fraggle Rock fan. Do you know that has actually brought something up in my mind? Actually, you know when you go on to YouTube and you look up some of your childhood favorite cartoons, like for example Bugs Bunny.
Right.
No child would want to watch that because it's just not. It's our generation of cartoons.
Oh, I see, right. No modern or contemporary child.
I can't imagine modern children being that interested in. So we go back and watch it because it was part of our childhood. They're not going to be there anymore because they're for kids, aren't they?
Oh, and Mystic Unicorn said that her daughter said that she said that was good what you did. How you did Winnie the Pooh. She said that was good.
Oh, thank you. I know he talks in a very, very, very quiet kind of a AMSMI, whatever they call it, voice. Oh, I'm very happy. So anyway, that's this video demonetized. So not for children. No, it isn't. No, no. Monetize you are not.
Oh, who is it? Is that the Cookie Monster?
Hey, Yoda.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know that movie.
Hey,
Hi, buddy. How you doing, buddy?
you do not know who Yoda is.
No, I know who Yoda is. I know Yoda, but yes, I know who Yoda is. I don't remember Yoda talking like that, but I actually don't remember Yoda's voice, so.
Do or do not. There is
You
no
also Well, you sound like the Cookie Monster, but you might also sound like Yoda. I just don't know.
You know why? You know why? Because the person who does Cookie Monster is the person who did Yoda. Yoda he is.
For real?
Yes. Is it the people who did the Muppets in Sesame Street? Right?
Yeah.
They did Yoda in Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, look at that. I made a connection that was really right on. Mystic Unigon says your Yoda is great.
Now I don't know how Baby Yoda sounds because I'm not up on the latest Baby Yoda information. There is an interesting thing when you're doing the tracks. Try and like break them up.
Oh, and then
don't do a solid line.
What? Okay.
Don't do a solid line. Don't do a solid line.
And then Mystic Unicorn says her daughter likes Animaniacs.
Animaniacs. Well, that's modern version of what we used to watch when we were like Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner and Bugs Bunny and all that lot. Kinda.
All right. Hi, buddy. How are you? You know, I said hello, buddy, already, but
Do you know the other day?
How you doing?
Oh, I tell you what, I'm going to shamelessly plug now. Next Tuesday, we have a panel, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, tell us all about that.
It's a panel next Tuesday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Next Tuesday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is, I don't know, December what? Okay. Next Tuesday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is going to be a panel of 4 artists. Gracie Shack, Ian, myself, and Grayscale Painting. All 4 of us are going to be on panel. We're going to be asking the audience in the chat, what would they like to see us paint or create in 2020? What kind of things? We just want to brainstorm. We're just going to brainstorm with the chat and with the audience what would they like us to paint or create.
Yeah, just take into account that there's several different genres of art there.
Yeah.
So
there's
watercolor. There's Grayscale does acrylic. You do mixed media. Gracie does several different.
She does watercolor. Basically, she considers herself a watercolor. That's her favorite.
Yes, that's her main area, isn't it?
Hi, Carolyn. To be free. Thanks for coming to the live stream. Welcome.
Right. What time are we? Woo! Right.
It's 5:12 right now. 5:13.
Let's start looking at potential detailing then.
Christopher says Albrecht Dürer. I don't know why he's saying that, but
Albrecht Dürer.
I know who he is. I know what artist he is, but German.
Yes, he was one of the earliest watercolor artists.
Oh, he was. I thought of him. I didn't know if he. I thought he does tons of pencil drawing. I didn't know if it was pencil drawing and a lot of pencil drawing. And,
I don't know. I think
I'm thinking of Escher. Maybe I'm thinking of Escher.
He did a lot of egg tempera, but what he really developed is watercolor painting. And that's why the pencils named after him. The Faber-Castell's watercolor pencils are named after him.
Oh, okay. Hi, Carolyn. What are you doing this weekend? Oh, Christopher lives in Bavaria.
Bavaria. Mm. Yeah, and one of his great ones is that air. Have a look at Albert Duer's air painting. I think it's an air anyway. It's great.
Christopher said the Night Devil and Death.
Yeah. I don't know all of his painting, but I know
etching. Albrecht Dürer did etching too, didn't he? That's a form of printmaking.
Yeah, that were a popular thing. Yeah.
That's what I remember him as. I didn't know he did watercolor. I remember him as an printmaker.
It weren't. I'm not sure when what Gutenberg press invented. Yeah, around that quick. I thought you were like 1300s, Albrecht Dürer, but I might be wrong.
So you're going back in right there. We're doing more detail.
Yeah,
I'm
getting area. I'm going for areas that
it makes it look so detailed.
Yeah, but I'm not really doing tons of detail, am I? I'm just intimating detail.
Well, you're doing detail, but kind of like you're doing it. You're doing it, and you're doing it that way. I don't know how other people paint detail. I mean, what do they do?
Well, a lot of people paint detail and they spend hours going, like this line here, for example. Like there's a line there. What a lot of people do when they paint detail is they go,
what are you doing?
They do it instead of just getting the brush and going there, done.
They make their line really slowly.
Yeah, they think that they've got to like do it hyper precise. Like for example, look there, and there, and there, and there. You go done. If, what they fall into the trap of doing is doing everything like, oh, I'm scared of making a mistake. I'm scared. And then it becomes too much of a detailed thing.
Yeah.
So I've got to get rid of that because it's paining me with many great pains. Yeah, but I don't know. It's just to some extent it's how I've learned to paint, and everybody's expression is valid. But there are
John, what is Cramper Schnacht?
Hey?
Cramper. He asked Christopher, are you going to be celebrating Cramp? It's a German word. Cramp. Wait, let me see. Schnacht.
I would do it.
John, and then Christopher made a joke. He said, "John, I'm a man." And then John is laughing. So I don't know what's Cramper Schnacht.
Not being a very fluent person in German, I wouldn't have a clue. And obviously, it must be something to do with women. As the answer was, I'm a man.
Yeah.
Oh, mind you, in saying that, it might be in the sense that, yeah, I'm a man. I'm going to be celebrating Cramp and whatever.
I think he said no. Let me see again. What did he say?
No.
Oh, he didn't say no or yes. He goes, John, I'm a man. That doesn't mean he's not going to celebrate it.
Yeah, well,
I
so
think it's
it's something that obviously men celebrate then, isn't it?
Oh, Christopher really likes how you painted the smokestacks.
Yeah, it's just they're there, but you don't have to go. They're in the distance, so you don't want to be overly messing about with it. Just leave them in the distance, like this bit there. There's a building there. You really don't need to be going into detail. Just give it like a silhouette, and it'll sit in the background as an interesting feature.
Did you use a ruler for that that big light post?
That there? No, I just draw it.
Damn.
Just remember,
straight lines like that. I need a ruler.
Just take into account, I'm a fully trained sign writer. So if I can't draw a straight line that length, then
I would not be
be
able
a
to
sign
do that.
writer.
I need a ruler.
Well, if that's the way you want to do it, then that's fine.
Yeah, I think that's fine. If people need rulers,
all I do if I need a line is I get my finger on something that's straight and just I'll do it with a pencil. Right, so
I'll just stick to a ruler. But you can explain that. Maybe other people might.
So I've got this edge here. That's straight. Yeah. If I want to do a straight line, I just rest my finger and hold it tight and bring a line down. And do it reasonably fast. Don't go, oh. The slower you do it, the worse it will be. Just be bold and go and done. The more you faff about with it, the worse it'll be. Let me just get a piece of paper and show you what the situation is with that.
He complained. I mean, he explained what Krampusnacht is. Krampus is the companion of Saint Nicholas who punished bad kids, while Saint Nicholas rewarded the good kids.
Would you like dark side at force?
I guess so.
Oh, the dark side. Oh. Right. Oh, right, for example. Right, if you see that, right?
Draw a straight line.
Right, so I've got an edge, right? That's not very good. That. Right, so I've got an edge there that I can feel, right? If I want to draw a straight line, all I do is put my finger there and I just go wherever it is I want it to be. There you go, straight line. Next straight line.
Okay, I see. But what if you, and what if you did not have an edge there? Maybe you.
Well, you're always going to have an edge at the edge of your paper, aren't you?
No, but what if that's in the middle? It could be in the middle of the paper.
You just get a bigger pencil.
Oh, or you just put a stack of papers next to you or something.
Yeah, I mean, all you really need is something that's got a straight edge, a magazine.
Right, a magazine, that would be good.
Edge of a magazine or whatever. Something, and you just look.
There you go, everybody. That's how you draw a straight line without a ruler.
I mean, in sign writing, we used to have to do this on walls.
On walls, okay.
Yeah. You don't have to be perfectly straight. But that's as near as damn it. Who's going to say that's not straight? You know, anybody who wants to say, "Oh, that's not straight," or you turn around to them and say, "Well, you have a go. You do it then." Ian Jackson solves a problem every day. Do you know what? I'm going to count that as my rant of the day. Because I've not got a rant in today, have I? At all. I were going to rant on about the FTC and all that garbage that's going on.
Oh, I thought you were going to rant about everybody. Did you see my video about the art that sold a banana taped to a wall with duct tape, sold for $120,000 in Art Basel, Miami, just Wednesday, 2 days ago. $120,000 for a real banana taped to a wall with duct tape in Art Basel. That's a hugely competitive place to be an artist there. Hardly any artists get in there. And he duct taped a real banana to the wall, and somebody bought it for $120,000, and now he's sold 3 of them now, and each one costs more than the first one. And I did a reaction video to that just today. I just posted it today. Reaction video. I thought you were going to rant about that.
Well, you've already ranted for me, haven't you? That's it.
I don't know. I thought you were going to give me. I thought you were going to have your own opinion.
You said everything there is to say on the subject.
Yeah, I think I did.
You covered that nicely. So basically, at the end of the day, I mean, how pretentious. That's all I'm going to say. I'm just going to say pretentious.
Right. Somebody else said that, and I answered to them, yes, I agree that it's pretentious that they're going to spend $120,000 not on a valuable piece of artwork, but on a cheap object. Spending $120,000 on a cheap object with the pretentious notion that it's the pretentious perception that they have bought a status symbol. That's it. They're under the pretentious perception that they have bought a status symbol.
Don't get me wrong. If that artist is a person who's renowned for coming out with top quality art every time, then fair enough. But I don't know. Sometimes some art is just a publicity stunt.
Yep, could be. What will they do when the banana rots? They've been told just get another banana. That's what they've been told. Just get another banana.
Thing is, it's open to an awful lot of forgery, isn't it? Ugh. I mean, because I can go onto local market and get my own banana.
You know what? Not everybody. You have to be in the right setting to create the right perception. Yeah. It's like a magic trick. It's a magic trick. It's all about perception. So you go home, you're going to duct tape a banana to the wall. No one is going to think that's art. Everybody's going to say, what are you doing? That's not art. That's not art. But if you're in the right setting, Basel art, which is so competitive to get into, it's highly competitive to get into Basel art. Miami 2019, but it's all over the world. They have Basel art, Venice, Basel art, all over the world. So this year it's in Miami, and he is established artist. He's been around since the 60s, and he was making art in the 60s where he actually created cans of artist shit, and he sold them. He didn't sell them for much back then. $30 for 90 cans of artist shit. And now somebody in the past few years, I don't know when, recently bought one of those cans, just one of them. He created 90 of them. One of them sold for $300,000. And he created a $6 million 18-karat gold toilet. An 18-karat gold toilet valued at $6 million, which a collector in England bought who lives in a palace. Thieves came in and ripped it out of the wall. Well, they did find the thieves. But anyway, the title of that piece is called America.
Now, that is a point of controversy. Isn't it? No. You can't call a sovereign state like America a gold toilet. Can you? Not really.
I think you would. I thought
Even though the sovereign state rulers act like a toilet, it doesn't mean the people of the country are. We love America. We don't like the people who run it. There you go.
Anyway, he's Italian. The artist is Italian. He's not American. He's Italian. So,
Well,
Christopher says he's going to staple $100 bill and try to sell it for 1,000. Oh, here's something that Banksy
done that one.
Everybody heard of Banksy? Banksy, who at the auction, when his girl holding the balloon sold and is in a frame, as soon as it was sold for like millions of dollars, all of a sudden it started shredding. A shredder popped out, and the thing started going down into a shredder. As soon as it was sold, it started being shredded. It had inside the frame was a shredder, and nobody knew that it was there. And but so that's Banksy. So here's something that he did. All these people started doing stuff that was very similar to his knockoffs. Tons of knockoffs of his regular pictures, and tons of knockoffs. So nobody knows who he is. Nobody knows who Banksy is. He doesn't make himself known to the public at all. So he sets up a stand. He sets up a stand and sells his real art, like prints of his art, or real prints of his art, like real originally signed art. Within all those people that are knockoffs around him, he sold them for $30 each, and they were the real thing. And then next day he puts on his website, those people that just bought from me when I was set up at that marketplace for $30, you got the real thing, and they're worth thousands of dollars. So it's all about, that's like a perception thing too, or maybe that's something that's
It's about pretentious money making. That's what it's about.
No, I think that's tied in with it. But from my viewpoint, it is a lot about perception. So
I don't know. Well, we all perceive things. Can you perceive it?
Your perception is influenced by things like the perception of the banana duct taped to the wall is influenced by the setting. If the setting is this really high quality art venue where it's so competitive, and the best, only supposed to be the best, well, I don't even know if they call it best contemporary artists, and maybe experimental. They might want to have experimental people in there. Get in. And so the setting is like really high end, big giant venue, that highly competitive, high end, and that's the setting. And so that helps set the stage for what the perception is going to be for these people that have money to burn. Like everybody else says, what is that? What is that? I could do that. Everybody, we're going to all say, what is that? Stupid. I could do that. How about this person that has money to burn? They paid $120,000 for it. Why? Well, maybe because they got sucked into a perception of like, well, I'm getting this status quo piece. I'm getting a status symbol here. I have the money to pay for this.
Let me answer you this very important question. There's an old story about this guy who went into the king's palace, and he says, "I've got some special clothing for you."
Oh, right? That one. See that one.
You might know it.
All about perception. No, the king is not naked. He's not naked.
No,
he's not naked. He's not.
No.
Oh, no, he's not naked until at the end of the procession line. What a little kid finally spoke up and said, "What are you doing? You're naked."
Did you? The king and his new was it the king and his new clothes?
Yeah, that's it. That's right, Christopher. That's what I say. It's status. That's right. The person is under the perception that they are buying a status symbol.
Well, like, let's look at it from fine art viewpoint, right? If I had the money to be able to go out and buy a J.W. Turner, right, painting,
Right.
that would be a status symbol because he is an extreme focus point in history. His artwork,
That's a status symbol
his
too.
artwork did something to change art. It moved it in a direction that no one else were able to do at the time. It were a massive innovator.
Okay.
Modern art and the shock of art it's passé. Yeah, I mean, look back to the early 20th century, Salvador Dali, when he did that lobster. Same thing. People had never seen people do a lobster before. And it was the shock of it. Like, how is this supposed to be fine art? And then they realised it was surrealism. So it's like, I don't know.
Well, I think a lot of art can be considered status symbols. When rich people buy art and fill their home with like very well-known, well-known artists from art history or contemporary art that are supposed to be renowned artists from the past or the present, that all of that can be considered status symbols.
Absolutely.
But it's more than that. Those are more than status symbols. They're actually valuable works of art, and so here it's a banana duct taped to a wall. It's a cheap object, so it's only about the perception. It's not about the object. The object is a cheap object. It's not valuable artwork. It's just about they bought the perception. That's all they bought.
The only thing it contributes towards is the perpetuation of pop art, isn't it? Really, I mean, it's not saying anything new. What Andy Warhol did paintings.
Well, it goes back to Marcel Duchamp. Marcel Duchamp in 1917, not 1970, 1917. Marcel Duchamp put a urinal in an art. He displayed and exhibited a urinal as art. He's the first person, and he called them ready-made objects.
Well, we can see that because it at the time that was a valid point, because art were perceived to be, fine art, paintings like this. And no one ever looked at the design of everyday things as a piece of art. And he did that as an extreme to show that even everyday objects are a creative art. A banana ink, because you don't create it. And what's so like special about sticking it on a wall with duct tape? There's a difference between that toilet that he made and the banana on the wall. Someone has had to design
it'll last longer. It's not going to decay, and it's not going to decay within days.
No, well, no.
Except the duct tape will stay permanent. The duct tape's permanent. The banana is not permanent. It's going to decay within days.
In 150 years, this painting will decay. Right.
That's right. That's right. That's why I specifically said will decay in days, because a lot of art could decay, deteriorate.
It don't really matter whether something decays or not. Every piece of art that will ever be will decay at some point.
Right.
Right. But it's what impact it had on the greater society that really matters. What as it left a legacy that we can all learn from.
Yes,
and progress forward.
Right. John Quinn said it'll draw fruit flies. Well, that's true, but because those people are so rich, I'm sure they're gonna get rid of it and replace it or do whatever before fruit flies would even start coming, because
it all depends where they are. some places in the world there aren't any fruit flies. So
Hi, Michael. Welcome. I think you're new to my live stream. How are you? How did you hear about my live stream? Oh, maybe you're a subscriber. I haven't.
Right.
So anyway, I think you're new to our live stream. We have this every Friday, starting at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Every Friday, Ian's my guest artist, and he's a watercolor painter extraordinaire.
Yes, every Friday, Diana torments me and puts me through the rigors of creative art. Do you know?
That train says, Christopher says, that train may unload child laborers.
Well, possibly. I do believe the actual picture itself, it's the coal wagons. But it could be whatever you want. If it reminds you of that, then fair enough. I'm not telling anybody what the actual narrative is. I'm giving you an idea that you can create in your own mind. So, and that's the real way of telling a story, isn't it? The best stories are those that are developed in your own mind.
Yeah, that's right.
So I'm getting very close to done here, I think.
Okay.
What I might do is one of the last things you do is put like a wash over your painting to give it like a.
But you didn't use your new brush yet. Did you use your new brush?
Yeah, I've just been using it.
Oh, sorry. I've been looking at the chat. Oh, and
I did lots of little bits of fine detailing around there and around there.
Oh, John Quinn has a question. He says, "What is the structure behind the train?"
Which one? There.
I don't know. Which one, John?
There's a structure there at the very edge of the page, and there's a structure there.
Oh.
There's a
yeah. Explain what those structures are.
These structures here are cooling towers from a power station. And this here is probably the power plant. Now, whether
he said behind the middle. So I think that's so he answered your question. Those are cooling towers from a power plant, not necessarily nuclear, but a power plant.
Well, it won't be because if it, I mean, it's a black and white. I'm taking this from a black and white picture.
Ah, right.
So it's an old photo.
Not right. That's not the right era.
It's not the right. So it's an old coal-fired power station.
That's oh, Michael, so you met me on Green Bay Wacky? I haven't been on Green Bay Wacky in a while.
Yeah, see if I can.
So yeah, I got to visit Green Bay Wacky's live stream again sometime soon. I haven't visited his live stream in a while. He's so funny.
I've been enjoying my PewDiePie just recently. He's really on form at the moment.
Oh, I don't watch him, but I have been. I've been watching the other big YouTuber, the photographer, Peter McKinnon. I've been watching his videos. Awesome. He's awesome. I don't think I'd like PewDiePie. I'll try. I've never watched him. I've seen clips of him. I'll try watching one of his videos, but I'm not sure if I'm going to like him. But I love.
He is a bit of you like him or you don't like him.
Right. He's number one YouTuber.
Is he?
Oh yeah.
2 million.
Wow.
I don't know.
Yeah. I've always heard he's the top YouTuber, number one top YouTuber. Making the most money. Maybe not with the top subscribers. Maybe he makes the most money. I think that's what it is. He makes the most money. That's it.
So slowly but surely, we aren't doing any detail. We've actually created a detailed painting.
Oh, Michael, you know who I'm talking about? Peter McKinnon, the photographer. You know who he is? Oh yeah, Mystic Unigon. She does not like PewDiePie.
You know.
Oh, John Quinn says your painting is an excellent painting.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I aim to please everybody. Now, which brings us on to whether anybody wants a particular picture doing next week.
Yeah, we always put this out to everybody.
If you want to contact either Diane or me and let us know if there's a picture that you like that
you want Ian to paint next week. Is there anybody who has photos? It's not going to charge you any money. He paint just if you have any painting of people. It could be people, landscape, or natural, a landscape, a location. Like maybe it's a beautiful location that you always love to go to, or maybe it's your pet. Oh, it could be pets or people.
I'm just wanting to know what people want to.
Or just well, it has to be a picture that you've taken, or that you get. That has to be copyright free, which you can get copyright free pictures from Pixabay.com, Pixabay.com. What?
Yeah, either a photo that you've taken that you're giving us the right to use, or an image from a free.
Oh, I'll write it here. Pixabay.com has copyright free photos. Here it is. I'm going to put it in the chat. How to spell it?
Nothing off of just general Google searching.
No,
because they will be copywritten, and we can't use those because Diane will get a copyright strike against her, and we don't want that.
Oh God!
Not until she gets monetized, at least, anyway. And then FTC can come in and gear a £40,000 fine. Take that, Diane.
Okay, Christopher already has an idea. He says, "How about a Wild West photo?" Yeah, we're taking ideas right now.
Yeah,
already you could throw out ideas. So already Christopher says a Wild West picture.
If you can find something that has that essence of the Wild West, and I'm not a Wild West expert, but we can have a go at it. So, and if you can get that to an image to Diane.
Yes, my email address is in my email address. You can contact me through Instagram, through direct messaging, or my that's right on my channel banner. It's right on my channel banner. Instagram, you can contact me Instagram, direct messaging, or my email address is also in my about section on my channel.
Mm-hmm. So basically, we're done. For time being, I might leave it for a bit and go in and do a few bit more tonal painting. But there you go, a little steam trainy picture.
Christopher Baker says, "Ian, much respect, man."
Thank you, Christopher. We didn't look at the drawing, but one of the critical things about doing a steam train is making sure that you get your and this is something you can do with a ruler, is making sure that you get your perspective right when you're drawing it.
Oh, okay.
So you get your bottom line there.
And your vanishing point, you got to match it all up to the vanishing point. You've got to
match it all up. And fortunately for me, the part of the building here comes to the point where so you've got a really interesting positional thing. It kind of cuts off at the point where it comes to the end, or almost. So compositionally, it works.
Well, where the light is, wait a minute, your picture looks like the light is coming from, like I'm looking at the picture and the light is coming from me here, looking at the picture, not from one side or the other.
Look at that. That's the direction that light is coming. The light is coming there and it's hitting there, the top of there.
And the whole
that there, it's still light, but it's darker. That's because it's creating like an alcove where.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's rounded.
It's rounded, so there, it's more like it's like that, and it's hitting the top end. Yeah.
And but I'm thrown off. I'm being thrown off by how that whole front of the building is lit.
Well, yeah, this would be dark, right?
Right.
This side of the building, that's the side.
That should be in shade. That's in shade.
That's lightly shaded. And the front would be completely light, wouldn't it? It'd be the opposite of that. That would be a mid-tone, and the other side would be virtually white. Whereas this side is dark with a shadow.
A light, okay. Oh yeah.
Because light's hitting that direction, isn't it? So it's getting exposed light.
Right. Okay.
And that you can't see it because of the angle. You can't see that side of the building.
Right.
But if you could see it, if you walk round to the other side, all that would be very, very light. Yeah. And this then will become darker in contrast, because you could see the difference. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas in this case, you can't see the light. Your mid-tone's your first port of call, because there's a little bit of light coming through, but not a lot. And that then projects that into a much darker environment, because you've only got your mid-tone and your dark. Yeah. And that's how you get the reality of it.
Oh, so the front of the building is more of a mid, like a light mid-tone.
That's white, but I've darkened it slightly because the only place on the building that would be light and really white is the other side that you can't see.
Right, would be much lighter. So that's why I'm saying that front facing is a light mid-tone.
If I left that white, it would totally skew it. So what I've given it a slightly mid-tone.
Yeah.
Value. Even though there's light coming into it, it'd be dull. Yeah, you have to have a good think about things. You know, have a look at, just create yourself a box. See if I can get this out of where. Where are we? So right.
Whoa, I got a lot of people left.
Oh, have I? Oh.
Wait, let me refresh the screen. I gotta refresh the screen. I could be wrong.
You might be bored.
Oh, how could they be bored? They're so fascinating.
So,
especially fascinating. That's fascinating. Oh.
So let's assume light's coming from there. L. Right. So that will cast a shadow like that. That will be dark. That will be a mid-tone. And that.
Ooh.
There you go. And that's how you do it. But in this particular case, you can't see the actual light tone. So what you have to do is you have to make that compensate there's no light tone in it, so you grey it out a little bit. And that's going to be a lot darker, actually. That bit there will be a little bit lighter, but still dark.
Mm-hmm.
And there you go.
All right. Yeah, thank you. Thank you again for this week.
No problem. I've got myself through Coppergeddon, and we're back on. We're back on
Up again, yeah.
Coppergeddon, and I'm running out of puns for the mess ups that sometimes are going off at YouTube. So that's the last one I've got left. So if we
I hadn't heard of a Coppergeddon, but I'd heard people say a Copalypse.
Well, I don't know. We had that for Adpocalypse. We can't have it. You know, there were Adpocalypse, weren't there?
Oh, they already used that for something.
We've already used that one. We need something different. It needs to have its own name. So
where's your picture? Put it on the screen again, so just so people have something to look at.
Coppergeddon. There you go. Which I don't think. Do you know what? I've been a bit upset because I've seen a lot of people like crying and going, "Oh, I don't know. I'm gonna have to pull me channel off, and I've been working at this for 10 years." And you think, well, unfortunately, what can we do about it?
Okay.
I just think we've got to like dig in and do what we feel's right for ourselves.
Yeah.
And you know, I've got every respect for anybody who says, "Well, that's enough now. Thank you and goodbye." Fair enough. But I've got every respect for anybody who wants to stand up and say, "I'm going to stick with this," even though it's going to be hard. Because it is going to be hard over the next couple of years. It's always hard creating YouTube videos. Let's be straight about it. It's not. Don't let anybody think that being a content creator is easy way of life. It isn't. It's damn hard. There's loads to do. You gotta be a creator. You got to think about what you're doing, and make it interesting. And you got to skirt around all sorts of issues and problems, and still come out at the other side with a smile on your face.
Yeah.
And
he's trying to make chili. That sounds good, buddy. And he's going to be right back. But I think we're going to be closing soon.
I think that's it. The only thing I want to look at is the way I've done the tracks. It's obvious that that's what they are.
Oh.
But I've not gone to that extent that every tiny little nut and bolt of details there. And that's a good example of how to create detail without having detail.
Oh, Grayscale Painting just joined us. Hello, you joined us? Yeah, you're late. We're about to close.
So Anthony, are you feeling? Are you okay? I was told
he
that
said wonderful
well.
train. He said that he's here late, but he's sorry, and he says wonderful train.
Brilliant. Well, we're nearly done. It's 2 minutes to 11 at where I am.
Right. So thank you again, everybody, and thank you again, Ian, for sharing your watercolor painting process with us every week.
Yeah. There you go. Oh, have I got a cold coming on? I might have.
Cold coming on?
I tell you what, it nearly didn't happen today because when I went to log on to my computer, it didn't want to accept me logging in codes. It tried taking me to this face identification thing, and it wouldn't let me stop off of that. And then it wanted all sorts of IDs to prove that I were who I am.
For on StreamYard?
No, not on StreamYard. I'm going onto my computer, logging onto my computer.
Oh.
It suddenly put this like face identification thing up.
Oh.
And normally I put a code in, and it logs on for me. And oh no, we want your facial recognition. Well, I've not put a facial recognition, so I had to go all the way through this silly, stupid process of trying to prove that my computer is what it is. It took all afternoon faffing.
All afternoon?
Oh, yeah. Because whenever I will put in any code and it will going, this is not the correct code. This is not this. This is not. Oh, go on.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's been my day. So I hope you guys have a better one.
Oh, yeah, and Grayscale says he feels a little better.
Good. It's good that people are in better
Miss
health.
says she feels like she's going to get a cold too.
I think we're all having a bit. I think it's
Not
that time of
me.
year. Are you sure?
Yeah, no, I don't.
Do you not get cold? Is it all that?
I usually get one, maybe two in a season. In the winter season, one, maybe two. So I don't know. But well, I'm not.
I get one. It's just when I get it, I don't get rid of it until it comes out at summer. It just lingers in background.
Oh.
So low immune system. Mind you, I do take tablets for diabetes, and they don't help your immune system.
Oh, okay.
So such is life. Okay then.
Okay, bye everybody. Thank you again, and Ian, and thank you again, everybody who visited today. Okay, we'll see you next Tuesday. Well, it's every Friday. Yes, we'll be back Friday, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you have picture ideas for Ian, please let me know or let him know. All my contact information is at my channel. You can get me direct message on Instagram or contact me through email. It's my about section. And then other than that, Tuesday, we're going to have a special thing on Tuesday. 4 of us on panel. It's going to be Ian, myself, Gracie Shack Art, and Grayscale Painting. 4 of us on panel because we're going to do brainstorming with the audience in the chat of what you guys would like to see us paint or create in 2020.
Woohoo!
So that'll be 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
That's if the Lord has not taken us away from this world.
Why? Because let's see, what?
7.
Oh, that's gonna be the 10th. That's December 10th.
What?
December 10th is when oh, you're supposed to have your channel all marked, whether things that are child or child not.
No, 9th is.
No, I'm sorry, that's January 1st, right? December 10th, the new YouTube policy goes into effect.
No, on the 9th is the last day for people to put their point to the FTC. That's
their comments or to sign the list. I
don't know if signing the thing is, but signing the petition will go on until it needs to.
Oh, okay.
That's the last day that you can put your comments in. On the 10th, YouTube will be implementing the new procedural policy.
Part of the policy or whatever.
Right? And on January the 1st, 2020.
Yeah.
It will be the FTC's implementation of copper to YouTube. And then we all get to know what happens, and then there'll be a bun fight. We don't know.
Good night, buddy. Good night. Yeah, good night, Mystic. You're gone.
Night, all. Don't have nightmares.
Okay, bye everybody. Bye, Ian. Bye everybody.
Bye.
Okay, signing off.
Bye.